Hello, and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News, your twice-weekly dose of the finest two-way propaganda. If I had a nickel for every story about a guy catching federal charges after a self-inflicted pew-pew, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it is kind of weird that it happened twice in 1 week. This time, it wasn't the felon who ventilated himself, though, it was his friend. Darren Barsalou told the Bristol, Vermont police that he handed a gun to his friend who promptly pointed it at his own head and decorated the wall.
Run-of-the-mill Darwin Award.
He also told police that he and his friend would routinely unload their guns and dry fire them at their own hearts. Darren was a felon and he is not allowed to have the pew-pews, so they arrested him. I know I said I believe felons should be allowed to buy guns, and I still believe that, but I'm also having kind of a hard time getting upset about this guy's arrest.
He's definitely a smoothie.
What do you guys think? Do you think he's even telling the truth about what happened? Would it be possible for us to produce quality two-way propaganda without sponsors? No, it would not. So, let's pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory, those freedom facilitators who brought you twice the pews with their binary firing system, because it's a scientific fact that bad guys with twice as many holes in them are half as dangerous. So in the unfortunate event you should ever need your firearm for defense, remember, it's math. It can't be wrong. And by Vortex. Their new Defender line features a constant on emitter with no flicker and shake awake, so it is always ready. The Defender CCW is impressively compact for daily carry. The ST is a bit larger, and the XL is an absolute beast with one of the largest windows available on a micro red dot. Friends, you know I am gonzo for gun rights. An extremist, if you will. A hardliner even. I've said I believe smuggling guns is a basic human right, and I recently said that until proven guilty, even illegal aliens have the right to bear arms, but I recently came across a case that made me question how pro-gun I really am.
Hold on to your butts.
A Chinese national who overstayed his student visa allegedly bought about $2 million worth of guns and ammo and shipped it to North Korea. And the feds allegedly caught him with a van loaded with 50,000 rounds before he was able to ship it.
Impressive. Very impressive.
At long last, a news story where the rookie numbers meme is not relevant. Now, at first, I was pretty stoked to hear about this case because I naively hoped it was some brave resistance group taking on the bad Koreans. But it turns out this guy told cops he was trying to help the North Koreans with a secret surprise attack on South Korea. It's one thing to smuggle guns to support freedom fighters, but this was a bona fide commie on American soil smuggling guns to help other commies, and I can't get down with that.
Communist detected on American soil.
Now don't get it twisted, I'm still not about to start simping for gun control laws. This isn't an example of why we need stricter laws. This guy broke a ton of laws. He's a spy. Also, being an illegal alien and buying guns is like the least important part of what he did. His visa expired in 2013 and he was ordered to be deported in 2018. Then he got arrested in 2021 and still wasn't sent home. Irrespective of his immigration status, I'm not okay with commies sending guns to commies. I suppose it's unrealistic to ask for a law which bans arms trafficking to commies but allows it for freedom fighters, right? I mean, you know, one man's freedom fighter, another man's terrorist and all that.
It's true, from a certain point of view.
You know, it occurs to me that just as one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist, one man's gun smuggler is another man's entrepreneur. But I mean, if this guy was smuggling those same guns to, say, Myanmar for the rebels, we'd all feel quite a bit differently about it, right? What do you guys think? Should it be legal to smuggle guns? Our next story is another installment in the only one's professional enough files. An Edmonds, Washington police officer is on leave after allegedly pointing her gun at another driver in an off-duty road rage incident.
Road rage.
She was arrested by Linwood officers after the victim reported that she cut him off in her Subaru, then pointed her gun at him when he gave her the WTF gesture, which is really odd because you almost never see people in the Pacific Northwest with this kind of haircut driving a Subaru.
Only every minute of every day.
Thankfully, Washington has very strict gun control laws, so only professionals like this and properly vetted members of the public are allowed to carry. Not like it is here in Arizona where just anybody can carry. I had 3 gunfights today just picking up my kids from school. My trigger finger's getting tired. If I had a nickel for every time the city of New York prosecuted a decent man for stopping a bad man, I'd probably have a few dollars, honestly. I mean, I could think of these two examples right off the top of my head, but there's probably countless other examples, and now they're prosecuting a bodega owner who shot an armed robber in the foot last week.
See that? I just shot my foot.
The bodega owner is claiming he found the gun in the bathroom just a couple of hours earlier. Now, I'm not buying that story, but who cares? He shouldn't need permission from the government to have a gun, and owning a business should be all the justification anybody would ever need, even if you did believe in that sort of nonsense. But more importantly, the fact that he needed it ought to be an affirmative defense. I hope he fights this and wins, and it's wrong for the city to do him like this. It's not just wrong, but it's also stupid. It erodes trust in public services. Not to be too dramatic, but this sort of thing erodes civilization itself. No matter what the city's intentions are here, some people are going to take this message to mean they better not call the police, and it might be better to clean up any evidence before they get there just in case somebody else did.
We both got shot in the foot.
Now, you good folks know quite well I am all for personal responsibility and independence and, of course, the bearing of arms, but this kind of attitude leads to neighborhoods entirely given over to organized crime. What do you guys think? Where is this policy of aggressively prosecuting victims going to lead the city of New York? And now, for your moment of Zen. Hey friend, do you like pews and pew-related things? Would you like to help us keep delivering you pure uncut American pew propaganda at the low price of free? We literally couldn't pay our bills without our sponsors, so do us a solid and get yourself something nice from them. You deserve it. I love you.